That's right. Oh, yeah. Say it to me, girls. Yeah. What a mighty good game.
This afternoon from Bruce Stadium, the Canberra Raiders farewell one of their greats as Laurie Daly plays his last home game against the Sydney Roosters on the wide world of sports.
And welcome to Bruce Stadium here in Canberra. A magnificent day in front of us. It's a departure day, a day of emotion for Canberra Raiders as Laurie Daly takes the field at Bruce Stadium through a guard of honour for the last time. 3 of them leave the club. As far as Bruce Stadium appearances are concerned today, they include Daly, David Furner, and of course Brett Mullins. But this is the official farewell from Bruce Stadium to these 3 great players. The remainder of the Raiders now, they come out. A day that will be very hard to concentrate on football and not let emotion take over. This guard of honour formed by the boys and girls of Canberra, of Rugby League camp. Now the Roosters. What a day for them to try and build. Almost become the forgotten partner in this contest. There has to be an opponent. It happens to be the Sydney Roosters today, but imagine them trying to build up for it. Let's have a look then at the teams. The Roosters: Phillips, Miles, Cross, Hegarty, Minicello, Fittler, Wing, Ricketson. No Fletcher. Fitzgibbon. Widders is in for Fletcher. Logan, Bonetti, Rubin. Burns, Hood, Bailey and Talapo on the bench and coached by Graham Murray. Raiders, it's Mullins, Lacey, Kelly, Nagus, Nicolo, Daly, McFadden, Croker, Furner, Wiki, Davico, Wolford, Payton, McClendon, Tongue, Peters, Morgan and coached by Mel Meninga. Simpkins, the referee. And Daly it is that gets first touch appropriately for Canberra. 23 metres away from his own line. Probably the final game of the trio. Mullins, Furner and Daly here at Bruce Stadium. Furner it is that takes it out to the 40-metre line. Todd Payton now. Wolford driving it down. It's flirting with the sideline before crossing it. Just 11 metres away from the Roosters line. Phil Gould in commentary with Peter Sterling today. Early seconds of this big event at Bruce Stadium, and they have got a very big crowd here on a cold day.
And a good solid set of 6 Raiders to start off. Of course, they are under more pressure than their opponents. The Roosters must still be in the top 4 at the end of this weekend. The Raiders today, they could move into the top 4. In fact, they could be second. The worst scenario, results go against them, plus a loss here today, they could be out of the top 8, back in 9th spot.
This is Widdens, who just played the ball beyond his own 20-metre line. Ricketson this time. Now Logan. Of course, both sides coming off losses last weekend. It was an embarrassing loss for the Roosters, really. They got thrashed by Newcastle. Now Mullins gets his first touch of the game. 7 metres his own side. In front of a very, very good crowd to say farewell. As Furner is put away now. Let's have a look at the scenario in just a moment. The scenario of what might be the case as far as their 8 placings are concerned, the best and the worst of it for these 2 clubs in just a moment. The end of this set of 6 for Canberra. Payton. very, very important game for Canberra, as you'll see in just a moment. DeVico has been great for them this year. 5 gone as Wolford goes away with a long ball. Through then from McFadden for Daly. And Daly puts a Oh, it's come off the head of Luke Phillips, I thought, but the referee said no, the upper forearm, and that constitutes a knock-on. So Phillips makes a mistake to give Canberra a tremendous advantage. He's drilled the part of the upper arm, touched the ball. And Canberra get this golden opportunity. Nagus, 10-metre line. Eastern touchline. Nicola, McFadden. Inside ball for Ruben Wiki. Every player out there will be doing his damnedest to get victory for these players. Funga! Mullins was charging on the outside. Simon Wolford now. Dummies to a forward. Vika, then McFadden, then Daly. Daly puts in a grubber kick. It'll beat the balls with the dead ball. Well, Lacey. The fingers outstretched and a foot race with one of the Roosters, in fact, his opposite number, Robert Miles. So great chance there for Canberra, which they've relinquished. Kick just a little bit too full. Logan there. Going in with an elbow that was directed towards the chest. And then from Simon Bonetti for Brad Fittler. Then Widdens gets a pass away. And then it's away for Cross. And Cross goes down 32 metres away from the Canberra line. Back across from Withers and picking up Fittler. Left foot step, ball on the bounce for Cross. Cross puts a grubber in. They flirt down that sideline. They're very close to it, but Nicola is there to clean it up. So Canberra back inside their 10-metre line. For Ruben Wiki now.
And Phil, some nice touches early from Dean Widders. Do you know much of his background at all?
I certainly do. He was captain of the SG Bull side, which won the premiership in 1997. He's played for the Australian Aboriginals. He played for the junior Kangaroos, a junior rep player of immense talent. He's certainly been born to play first-grade rugby league, and I'm sure as the years goes by, he'll be a regular.
Brad Kelly got a touch then, the 18, playing in the centres for the Canberra team.
Great shot there from Scott Lagan.
As this kick bounces back for Phillips. Starts his run across 20-metre line. And this is Craig Wing, who dances and leaves Nicola clutching at mid-air. Then Mullins makes a lovely fullback tackle. Nicello. The Roosters get within 31 metres of the line. Ricketson, a dummy, and then decides to take it himself. Ruben was running with him. Fittler to the right. Goes away to Widders. And then looking to give it, holding it back. Fittler was with him. Taken down by McFadden. Swept away for Phillips. They're pressing. They're up to the 10. Fitzgibbon away. And then to ground it goes. McFadden had it, lost it. He'll start the tackle count again. And that's Dallas Hood on in 16. Haggerty's pass wasn't good, but it's turned out very, very nice for them. Intercept for Nagus. Phillips is after him. Nagus with support. Nicola. Phillips is after him now. Ankle tapping tackle. Nicola on the way again. Inside the 20. Now he's put down by Minicello. Penalty against Cross, and he's going into the bed.
There's 10 minutes for Ryan Cross, and you can see the legacy of the Achilles injury that Ken Nagus had suffered this season. In previous seasons, they wouldn't have got close to him, but he took the intercept. He found Leslie Nicola, and Luke Phillips did a great job in defence for the Roosters. He marked up on 2 men. Unfortunately for the Tricolours, Ryan Cross held on for too long for the referee's liking. After only just under 7 minutes, 12 men for the visiting team.
Well, I think he sinned bin Ryan Cross for taking out a support player without the ball. It was only the first tackle. A pretty brave decision to award a penalty there when Canberra were on a roll. I think the Roosters will be glad they've been able to get their defence reset from this penalty tap.
So the Raiders get their second chance to put points on the board. And a penalty against the Roosters for raking the ball out. So the Raiders will probably do what... No, they're going to go for the 6 if they can. And Devico is tackled a couple of metres out from the line. I thought they might have taken the shot at goal, and that would have played into the Roosters' hands, really. Daly fires a pass out. Mullins comes in. Vainicolo comes away from the touchline. Still not held. Now he is. Jason Croker. Daly, and Daly turns it back for Ruben, Wiki, and Wiki taken down by Game, Sydney Roosters' defence. It's really all hands on deck. How much longer can they hold out as Croker is cut down by Withers? Very good tackle. Nagus now back and across the 10-metre line. Wolford. Then Daly off his right foot, then off his left, but he's put away. 9 metres out from the line. And this is the last tackle now for McFadden, and then for Ferner to put a grubbing kick in, and this time, no, it's again been denied.
He's lost it, Ray. He had the ball, Lacey, and you can see the disappointment for the young man. Beautiful kick from David Ferner. The winger came through. He actually got it into his grasp, and almost in the process of trying to put the football down, it's popped out.
Lacey.
Well, in fact, it did take the knee of Luke Phillips, which didn't help the Lacey's cause.
Kelly it was eventually that dived on it, but by that time it had been ruled to go forward.
On the hands of the attacking side, so back to the 20 for the restart.
This was it again. Beautiful kick by David Ferner. The Roosters with 12 men have turned the Raiders away.
Yeah, that was a confidence-boosting set of 6 for the Roosters in defence. They were fantastic. Everybody working. A couple of inside ball from the Raiders were well read by the Roosters' defence. They've had a break now and a restart from 20 out. Close call against them, but they have survived.
Well, nobody's really interested in what the
The referee's got to say, except no try, 20-metre restart. All the players from both sides had well
truly lined up for the restart as expected. This is Ruben. Now Ryan Cross, as I said, is in the sin bin there with 12 men. We'll have a look at that in just a moment. It happened after this long run by Leslie
Vainicolo. It happened during it, I should say, and that's the incident there. Cross taking Ken Nagus
out, trying to support Vainicolo on the inside. Fitzgibbon. Like Croker and Payton.
Now they go to the
short side with plenty of players, and Fittler puts
a kick in, and Mullins is now away, but Fittler's going to turn him back into the others.
12 metres out from the Canberra line as Vainicolo throws an awful pass. Lollipop pass.
Over to Lacey,
who looked very
emotional when he messed up that try opportunity. Here's Ferner off an inside ball from Daly now.
42 metres out from their own line. No score on the board. Canberra
versus Sydney Roosters.
As Devico gets an offload away from McFadden.
McFadden is taken down by a couple of the big forwards, Hood and Fitzgibbon.
They are on the halfway line now, the Raiders, with Wolford getting
rid of a would-be attempt at tackle, and then was able to make another 5 or 6 metres before Dallas Hood made a tackle.
Ferner gives it on, McFadden away for Daly, and then it's gone on for Croker out wide. Did well, he was tackled,
and still got his arms free, put the ball,
and Phillips brings back. Minicello came back to help him.
All that was achieved by Phillips was to throw him a hospital pass. Ricky absolutely squashed him.
He's not the man you want coming at you, Ruben. Ricky, just as you catch the football. Big Phillips here. He didn't give Minicello much of a chance. And unfortunately for the Roosters, they've also just had Craig Fitzgibbon assisted from the field with some sort of rib injury. They do get a penalty which will help.
So So the Raiders penalised for not square in the play the ball. 10.5 minutes gone, no score.
Yeah, Ray, that loss last week to Newcastle, Coach Graham Murray was really critical of his forwards. The referee has ruled here that the ball is in touch. He was very critical of his forward pack, in both attack and defence. Their defence looks a little sterner today, but they're still not making much ground with the football.
The Roosters today without Brian Fletcher, and of course continuing to play without Adrian Lamb. His impact is of incredible proportion. Oh, gee, that's a very good tackle on Phillips. The Raiders very slow to get up. In fact, he's hurt. I think it's number 16.
It's Adam Peters, Ray.
Burns it is now, who'll play up the Roosters, 15 away from the line. As they grab their opportunity, Fittler on the inside for Ricketson. And Luke Ricketson playing it now. On tackle number 5. Phillips stayed up in the line, his kick, and really it didn't put any pressure at all on Vaynercola. And they bring it back to the 20-metre line for the restart. From Wolford, and then Davico. Canberra getting Justin Morgan ready to put into the game. Take the place of Adam Peters, who's coming off with the aid of a trainer, blood streaming from a gash to the left eye.
Just looking at the early stages for the Raiders, Ray, Simon Wolford is a player that's been out injured for a few weeks. With his inclusion today, they already look a little more sharp, certainly more organised around the play the ball area. He's a vital ingredient in their side.
Daly, long pass, it got to him at the right time. Croker, Nagas, Vaynercola. And Leslie Vaynercola gets it back to Jason Croker. Now he's got to stay in the field of play, and he does that. Almost unbelievably able to stay in the field of play. Daly using Morgan now. Morgan's put it away by Logan before getting it away for Tongue. Alan Tongue, one of the new brigade for Canberra. Very much the start of a new era at the end of this year. For Daly now, puts a kick on, looks for the... Daly's down in back play. Phillips is with the ball. Referee said, I saw it, play on. Crowd, of course, very much on Laurie Daly's side, understandably. Robert Miles plays it now.
Well, it's strange to see Luke Phillips, who had possession of the football, almost look at the referee and say, well, are you going to give a penalty? Daly saw a little bit of space there. He was interfered with from Luke Ricketson. I thought that should have been a penalty.
Darren Burns on the halfway line in 15. Dallas Wood.
Let's go, work 10 out wide.
The big raps placed on Ian Rubin coming up to the Newcastle game, and probably it's unfair just to pick on Ian, but he and Scott Logan were totally overpowered by the Newcastle 6 last weekend. So we'll be looking for bigger games from them, undoubtedly. A high ball, and Minicello's got it, and he scored! Minicello! Oh, that is an acrobatic act! Minicello on the high-flying trapeze!
Absolutely spectacular work there from Anthony Minicello. Brad Fittler, the big kick. It's no surprise that they're targeting Leslie Vaynercola's wing. He's not great under the high ball, with all due respect, although I don't think he could have done much on this occasion. Minicello, all the momentum, a great leap, and still had the presence of mind once he'd hit the ground to realise, I'm not held, I can get up and take the ball over the line, which is exactly what he did.
Watch this jump with no net underneath him. I thought it was a circus act, Gus.
Yeah, degree of difficulty 9.5. Anthony Minicello, the advantage is always with the attacking team. Vaynercola could do little but wait for the ball to come down. Minicello on the fly, gets the lead. Vaynercola, he does everything right, he's under the ball, but it's the man with the leap, the man with the momentum that has the advantage. And the great presence of mind to jump up, go again. Mullins can't do anything. And first points to the Roosters after a tremendous kick by Brad Fittler.
And what a blow to be landed by the Roosters, who of course have got a man in the sin bin. They've scored with 12 on the floor.
Phillips then from just outside the 20-metre line. It's across the face of the uprights. They were unable to add 2 further points to the Minicello try. We will take a break from Bruce Stadium. 16 gone.
This week on Win News, the future of the ACT supervised injecting room decided. Will the controversial drugs program determine the next government? We News weeknights at 6.
Are you thinking of a new business idea? Are you just starting out? Or are you expanding an established company? Business Gateway can help with programs that will open the door to a world of strategy, support and opportunities. Business Gateway is ready to set you on your way. Thinking business. Think Business Gateway. www.business.act.gov.au or call 1800 244 650.
The day takes a lot out of me and it shows. A lot of women ask what they can do beyond moisturising during the day. At the Pond's Institute, we've discovered moisturisers work best at night when you're relaxed. That's why we've developed Pond's Replenishing Night Cream. It works while you're asleep. It's a light cream with liposomes and vitamin E that deeply penetrates to restore moisture.
Never knew I could do so much with my eyes closed.
What's up with this tea bag?
Nothing, Gavin. It's a pyramid tea bag.
What, from Egypt?
No, from Bushels.
It's a great cuppa, wherever it comes from.
New Bushels Pyramid Bag gives the leaves more room to move for the best taste yet.
Great cuppa, mummy.
New Bushels Pyramid Tea Bags for the best cuppa ever.
Come on, sing it for me, girls. Woo! Whoa! Yo! Here I come now. And you know when you hear me moaning.
The only thing as good as your cherry ripe is someone else's.
Come on, get back in here.
Meet Sleepy Sam, a classic bear teddy bear. Looking for someone to dress him for bed and give him a cuddle. Sleepy Sam is the first bear in a series to come with the wonderful world of teddy bears. Each issue comes with teddy bear accessories and fabric kits for you to create clothes for Sam and his collection of friends. Sleepy Sam is waiting at your newsagent for you to take him home. Don't keep Sam waiting too long, please. Tonight.
25 years it's taken to get like this, guys.
Transformation's so amazing.
If you want colour, these are the ones.
Impatience.
Yeah.
They've been named after my wife then.
It's more than landscaping.
It's like magic.
Backyard Blitz, tonight on Win Television.
So farewell day hasn't started the way it was scripted for the Canberra Raiders. 4 points to the Sydney Roosters. Incredible athleticism from a boy that debuted this year in round 5. Anthony Minicello. So we've got Darren Burns now just beyond the 40-metre line. Now the replacement on for the Roosters is Albert Talapo. That's him giving Bonetti some rest time. Logan hit hard then by DeVico.
Just on the try scorer race, we see Ryan Cross about to come back. 13 on 13. He didn't have a particularly good game last week. Lenny Beckett gave him a pretty rough time, so good to see the young man heavily involved early when crossing us. Good chase there on the Lacey. He makes it 9 out from his own line.
Oh, now a knock on a dummy half by McClendon. Well, this will give the Sydney Roosters another ideal opportunity. As simple as you like. McClendon off the bench, knocking on in front of his own goal mouth. And so Fittler sets about trying to hurt them. Cross it is, it's tackled by Nagus, 12 metres out from the line. Burns. And Burns with a struggling run that ended only a couple of metres from the line. Now with Dallas Wood. 3 and 4 of the Raiders go in to put him away. Talapo gets his call from Captain Fittler. Then Winners, they'll go over again. Robert Miles has scored for the Sydney Roosters. It is 8-0.
And beautifully executed there from the Roosters. Nice attacking rate to the left-hand side. There's plenty of troops here, but a couple of wide passes. If we freeze it there, you can see their widest man is actually a long way in. There's the try score out there. A lot of space, about 10 metres as play continues, and Witters throws the money ball. Great pass. Lisi, a little bit of inexperience there. He was caught in no man's land. A couple of wide balls did the trick. Fittler onto Witters. And pretty simple but well executed. He's had an up and down season, Robert Miles. I think I'm right in saying he was their leading try scorer last year. Hasn't played a lot of first grade in recent weeks. He's done well so far tonight.
So from the sideline, the kick again is unsuccessful off the boot of Luke Phillips. Let's go to the sideline for our first time today. Andrew, yes, a comment.
Yeah, g'day, Ray. I'll tell you what the Roosters have done. They've certainly ridden out the early emotion. I can already tell you, you'd have to say the volume of the crowd is already half what it was for that first 5 or 10 minutes. So the Roosters have done very well in that department in silencing the crowd, taking that out of the equation. And also some bad news for Canberra. Simon Wolford, a few minutes ago, copped a knock on his right shoulder. Now, that's been a problem for him for many weeks. He's on the bench at the moment, so if he comes back to the match, which he's expected to do, he won't be 100%.
David Ferner then opening up the next segment of play. Sydney Roosters, 2 unconverted tries. Fitzgibbon now taken down inside the 30-metre line. Southern end of the ground being defended by the Roosters today. This is Reuben. And again a 3-man tackle. That's Wolford with that problem that Andrew was just talking about. Ricketson. Now Fittler goes across the face of Withers and finds Craig Wing. Then Ryan Cross. His winger comes inside. Minicello. The defence converging, making it impossible. And Daly, one of them. Now Craig Wing drops in behind the play the ball for this kick to be taken by Mullins and then brought back. Mullins tries to beat Withers, passes to Vainikolo. Vainikolo gets away from one, then thunders outside the 30-metre line.
Well, you can bet your life that Mark McClendon will be hell-bent on getting heavily involved and also doing something a little bit special at times for the Raiders this afternoon. It's his mistake at dummy half that gave the Roosters that opportunity, and they were good enough to take advantage.
Tongue. Wiki turns on the power. Cut down though by Talapo. Good tackle too. Then McFadden cuts out a forward wide. Daly away. Mullins gets it back to ground, and it's the Roosters with it. Fitzgibbon. This was Mullins, and thank goodness for Craig Wing. It was a good tackle by Craig, but had he have slipped off him, but no doubt Mullins would have been over. Penalty goes to the Raiders.
Yes, the referee ruling that Anthony Minicello did not get to his feet to play the football. Actually, so he had 2 goes at it. There it is, and can't disagree. He did plonk the football down before getting to his feet, despite the attention of Daly.
Tap taken by Tongue, doing the work that normally would have been done by Simon Wolford. Now the crowd get behind the Raiders. And McFadden tries to burrow through. Talapo is there to put him down, and that's how close they are to the line. Another opportunity, Justin Morgan. Close enough. Tongue, McFadden for Ferner flicking it out. That's the centre, Kelly. Playing centres today, normally a back row. Tongue now comes to McFadden on the right of the ground. He puts a grubbing kick in, and Luke Phillips will make it, will he? Yes, just back into the field of play.
There's tremendous defence by the Roosters. The Raiders have been down in their quarter 3 or 4 times in this half already, and every time they've had to resort to a grubber kick early in the tackle count. So frustrating is the Roosters' defence. They're getting up, chopping them off. Not much there for the ball players at the moment.
Widders.
Well, a chance here for the Raiders now. The ball stolen by Ken Nagus.
So Ferner at dummy half. Away for Ruben Wiki. Wolford. The barging run by the 16. That is Adam Peters. Head bandaged after that cut eye. McFadden. Kelly. Sittler racing up. A penalty against the Roosters. He was playing an advantage. What's happening? They're obviously going for the try. Wolford away for Adam Peters again. Fadden is off to the left. Daly is out very wide on the left, outside Ferner. And they have attracted so much attention that McFadden has gone in. Well, they attracted my attention, so I guess they did the same to some of the defenders. And little McFadden, he's got the job done with the big fellas outside him waiting.
And this is how they got the football to have that opportunity. Kenny Nager stripping Widdens. Took the ball in. Now just have a look at the outside defence. Trace up a little bit quickly on the outside. Ball goes McFadden. He frees it there. There you can see. Man on the outside. Widders opens up that hole. Players back on the inside. Not as far up. And McFadden is able to put the fend out, slide through, reach out with the left arm and put the football down. They had to score then with the weight of possession. Good work from the little halfback. Showed good strength to hold off Luke Ricketson. But the only chink that we've seen from the Roosters' defence, they just overread it with the outside men going up a little bit too quickly for the inside.
It was interesting, Sterlo. We said the Roosters' defence was getting up and blocking them off. That time they went up a little too quick on the outside, and 2 rucks earlier they were penalised by referee Simpkins. He said, I've been giving you a little latitude. You've got to come back with me.
So Ferner has got it. Try of the game scored by McFadden. The first one converted today. It is 8-6. The Roosters over the Raiders. 25 minutes gone.
For 2 young girls, life was full of make-believe until the fantasy became real.
You saw angels down the back as well.
Now they have to convince the world.
All right, now the game's over. How'd you do it?
We just took the photographs, Dad.
That little bit of magic still lives in all of us.
They don't like it if you tell stories that aren't true. Grown-ups don't know how to believe.
Harvey Keitel, Peter O'Toole and Mel Gibson in the premiere of Fairy Tale, A True Story. 8:30 tonight on Win.
It's lifetime health cover. For me, it's all so simple.
Oh, no, not that again.
You get lifetime health cover?
No, I never got around to it.
I did. No way I was paying a loading.
I take care of myself pretty good. Guess I missed out.
No, not yet. But better get a move on.
What'd you do?
Went with Medibank. Couldn't find a better deal.
How'd you work that out?
Watched the ad. Made the call.
I feel better now.
It's pretty hard to woo the average Australian car buyer. That's why we offer Day Woo Free Care, which includes scheduled servicing and even parts and labour. So join the thousands of Australians who've already been day wooed by Free Care.
Want to win $7 million? The easiest way to multiply your chances of winning is to take a systems entry in Lotto's $7 million week. Get your systems entry today and mark A and B. Lotto's 21 and still makes more millionaires than any other game.
It's easy to tell who has Vitabrits for breakfast.
I got it! I got it! I've got it! I got it! I got it! I've got it! I got it! I got it! I got it!
Kick it to me! Kick it to me!
They're the ones with an edge for life.
A 4-day package to the Sydney 2000 Olympic Games, including the athletics finals. See packs for details.
You know how that new hair colour can make you feel like a new person? But then that colour fades?
I don't have that problem. That's because new Sunsilk Colour Lock shampoo actually locks in up to 50% more colour. So I can enjoy the new me day after day after day. New Sunsilk Colour Lock. Lock colour in with a touch of silk.
The green flags are waving. And the crowd is roaring as we welcome you back to Bruce Stadium on Farewell Day. Todd Payton.
Yeah, I think that should be a little bit of a lesson to the Raiders. A lot of long passes in their game early, and the Roosters defence sweeping up and getting amongst them. Those short passes, dummy and run yourself, is what's troubling the Roosters at the moment. More of that might trouble them.
Mullen taking the pass from Wolford. A little indication that he's keen today, Mullen. Looking for it. Daly and now Nagus. And then Nagus shovels it down. It went backwards. They've got the ball. The Roosters might have put a hand on it. They haven't nullified the count. Now Ferner comes away in that unmistakable fashion of his to the halfway line. Wolford goes up the middle, gets away from Bonetti, unloads for Payton. Payton on for Peters. Peters kicks on the last and puts it over the touchline.
He did well, the big front rower, didn't he, realising that it was the last. He found the football in his hands. After Simon Wolford had taken a dart from dummy half. We spoke to Laurie Daly this morning, Ray, just on Brett Mullins. He said his preparation for this game all week has been meticulous. He was expecting to have an absolute blinder.
So the Roosters winning this scrum back on the 30-metre line. Shannon Hegarty to play the ball. Andrew on the sideline.
Ray, just on those two quick taps that Canberra have taken so far in this match, both of them have been on Laurie's call as Ryan Cross gets to halfway. Both have been Laurie's call. No consultation with the bench. It's been his decision.
Daly reenacting an Alan Langer, really. He's the man I think of most when I see that decision made. McFadden comes up with the ball and gives an offload for Croker to go storming up the middle, runs into Hegarty and Phillips.
Well, I must say, I can't believe the coach would ever have an input into whether the team should take a tap or kick the goal. I think the guys there know better what's needed. Daly nearly slides through, almost to the halfway line, loses the football. Few handling errors starting to creep into the match.
Yeah, they've caused them some problems over on that Roosters right-hand defence. Craig Wing really having his work cut out there to contain these bigger Raiders players. Laurie Daly had it available, couldn't quite hold on to it. His elbows hit the ground and jolted it loose. But he's been very active, Laurie Daly, today. Nice little kicks, standing wide on the open side of the field. Real vintage Laurie Daly stuff.
2 tries to 1 in favour of the Roosters, with Minicello, one of the try scorers, with the ball now. Phillips. This is Fitzgibbon running at Croker and Ferner. Almost impossible to imagine the Raiders without all of these great names that have left them over the last couple of years. Now Fiddler. Luke Phillips. The ball to Hegarty was in traffic. It was pressure and it went forward off his hands. And the referee's got it right. There's no doubt about that.
A bit of pressure on the ball receiver there. Phillips, a quick ball. Good defence by the Raiders, getting up and cutting it off. Hegarty couldn't handle it. Notice that Brad Fittler's playing a lot of first receiver play today in the Canberra half of the field. No Adrian Lamb. He's expected back last week. Craig Wing, an unhappy game last week, is standing outside Brad Fittler. Brad Fittler's virtually playing halfback for the Roosters in attack.
Nagus. Nicolo. And he's had it taken from him. It'll be a penalty, it is. Penalty against the Roosters. Stealing the ball off Nicolo in a 2-man tackle. I don't know that he had a great deal of security on it anyway.
The tide just starting to turn back to the Raiders. Thought they had the best of the opening 10 minutes, then the Roosters the next 10. A fair bit of possession in the last couple of sets of 6. The Raiders starting to look very dangerous. Peters takes it forward. Strong performance from him off the bench.
Now, Ruben Wiki. Short pass for Payton, and Payton will play it. There he is, just outside the 20. 20 in from touch, western side. And they go to the short side. McFadden and McClendon combined. They go back to the open side. And Mullins is up the middle. He's destined to score. He's over. It is bon voyage for Brett Mullins in the best possible way.
And aren't the Canberra fans going to miss the sight of Brett Mullins in full cry? Over 100 tries for the club. Their leading try scorer this season with 9. And a nice switch of play. Just a little bit slow on the inside, the big man, Scott Logan. Didn't think it was important enough to go up and across when the play went back to the right-hand side. When it came left, just that metre or two that he hadn't covered was enough for the fullback to slide through. He's a real athlete, isn't he? Look at that. Great movement. Still had a bit to do, but he made it look easy. He puts his team in front.
Yeah, when a coach sits down to come up with a play, he tries to get his athletes up against slow players. And that particular change of direction had Mullins up against a front rower, which was a no-match. Converted by Ferner.
And the Canberra Raiders leading 12-8. 32 minutes gone, a try for Brett Mullins.
On 60 Minutes, the heartbreak of the kids and the grandparents.
I was crying so hard I was shaking.
Caught in the crossfire of divorce.
I wasn't just a once-a-month grandmother.
Forced apart by family feuds.
I have a right to be with the grandparents.
Also, at the biggest crime scene in the world, tracking down the man who massacred 7,000 people.
It's an enormous war crime.
And how Catherine Zeta-Jones tamed Michael Douglas.
I was bad. I was B-A-D.
Tonight on 60 Minutes.
Thinking business? Think Business Gateway. Discover a range of services that will set you on the path to business success. www.business.act.gov.au or call 1800 244 650.
When you're feeling like a little lift, there's a taste you can't resist. Just let your Lipton permeate, and in no time you feel great. Once that great taste hits your lips, you'll feel it spread down to your hips. Your body will adore that fresh flavor, which only comes from a cup of Lipton.
That Lipton feeling, that great Lipton taste.
A nice fragrance doesn't always mean a clean toilet. For a toilet that's fresh and clean, trust Harpic. Harpic's new 2-in-1 gel is concentrated for more than just a fresh fragrance. With every flush, it delivers greater cleaning power, and the unique refill means there's no need to touch the cage. For a Harpic clean, send in the experts.
Introducing Bird's Eye Golden Crunch. The oven cooks with a monstrous crunch.
Thanks, Mum.
Looking for firewood this winter? Don't go past O'Rourke's. They guarantee no mess, no fuss and no bugs. Plus all their wood is tumbled clean and graded to size to fit your fireplace. O'Rourke's Firewood, Shepherd's Street, Hume, 62601556.
Because you don't always know what your sponge has been up to, use hygienic, disposable, handy ultra paper towels. That way you'll throw away the germs when you throw away the mess.
4-point margin now. David Ferner really proving the difference. Should I say the goal kicking proving the difference? 2 attempts for Phillips, 2 misses. Both difficult shots. Peters now.
Right, the Roosters haven't played many games here at Bruce Stadium, but in that small amount, they haven't had a great deal of success. In fact, the last time they did win was back in 1991. Just the 4 times at Bruce Stadium, but the home team successful on 3 occasions. Overall, very little between the teams in 29 meetings.
I don't think he's very well, Simon Wolford. Well, we know he's not, but I don't know that he's going to last much longer. He got out of that tackle, clutching his shoulder. He's there gamely doing his job. He's a brilliant number 9. Now, Bonetti. Oh, that's some kind of a catch, Simon. We'll put that in the archives for you. Now, Fittler taken down in a 3-man tackle. 5 metres into Canberra side of play, 4 points the margin in favour of the home team. Cross. While he's been there, he's proven pretty hard to handle out there on that left side Canberra defence.
Yeah, Kenny Nagas is struggling with his speed a little bit. He's going to get a good test from Ryan Cross. He's already got half a rounding 3 or 4 times. The Roosters should be directing their play down there more often.
Minicello is stepping and not held. Up and away again, Minicello. 9 away, held by Mullins, and then Bonetti, a wing and a long pass. Phillips, it came off Simon Wolford's legs, but he didn't play at the ball. It'll be a Raiders loose-headed feed. Phillips dropped it on the boot very quickly. He didn't think about it. He wasn't worried about players outside or players calling inside, and then Wolford had no part in it. Of course, that rule has only been changed a couple of years ago. Once upon a time, it would have been a Roosters feed and loose head. A good change in the rules.
Ray, I think you're 100% right about Simon Wolford. He is really struggling out there. So pumped up with emotion, the Raiders. He refuses to leave the field. He's coming now. They finally got him to agree to come from the field. He's very determined to see out this game.
One thing they've got to understand, and Simon probably doesn't have to be told this, but this is not necessarily their grand final. It'd be silly to risk him any further if he's damaged the shoulder more. There's no doubt that he's done that. McClendon cleaning up over there. A ball that some people might have thought was forward. It went backwards and bounced forward. And that's okay in that game. Fadden to the halfway. There it is. Who wants it? It's on the ground for Jason Croker. And Jason, look at the strength of the man. Down he goes now under a tackle from behind. Big wing got him.
Alan Tongue is blowing up. He was saying he was taken out. Last tackle now. They're running the football. Not much happening out on this side for Kelly. That's a knock on from Elise. Play on. Although we're going to get a report, I think, from the touch judge concerning that incident on the support player for Jason Croker.
And this is identical to what happened earlier in the game when Ryan Cross was sent to the sin bin. On that occasion, Simpkins acted immediately and stopped the play. This time he allowed advantage to be played. Croker, who's given Wing a lot of problems out there on the left. And it looks like it was Logan who pulled back Tongue. And Logan's now being called out.
Well, there's the reaction of Laurie Duddy. Phil just butting in there. If he's consistent, this referee, this bloke's got to go to the bin.
Well, he's not in the play, leave him alone.
Well, I'm sorry, if Ryan Cross had to go to the bin, why doesn't Scott Logan have to go to the bin?
Well, it's exactly the same situation, and the referee has handled it differently.
It's the same professional foul, Phil.
Yep. The referee went in too quick the first time, but sin-binned him. The second time he played advantage, and now he hasn't sin-binned Scott Logan. A let-off for the Roosters.
That's what confuses the fans. As Tongue now makes his run towards the centre. 11 metres away from the Roosters line. It's played by this red-headed youngster from Canberra. Now Croker again exhibiting strength. 2 metres from the line. Payton is wide. It's with McFadden. Not a good pass from dummy half. Now McClendon. Now Furner. And Furner loses it behind him. McClendon strains to make it. So close. As they go back wide left, and McFadden throws the dummy and tried to get a one-handed pass away going to ground. Go back to David Furner. Furner puts a kick in. Really kicking for himself, though. And it's gone over the dead ball line off his boot. it'll be a 20-metre restart. What's the situation with Simon Wolford, Andrew?
Yeah, just on Simon Ray. He's already been told he has to have a shoulder reconstruction at the end of the year, so it's basically play on with pain. And I mean, how many pain-killing needles can you have? I'll tell you another little man who's going very well today for the Canberra Raiders. That's Andrew McFadden. Mid-year this year, when he was dropped from the Canberra first grade side, he said he was almost happy to go back to first division. He was so down in confidence, but hasn't he bounced back? He's taking on the line today.
Yes, he's certainly playing very well. Logan pummeled down by a three-man Raiders tackle. Vico, something upset Vico then as Burns runs an angle before Fitzgibbon and Bonetti and Widders. And he loses the ball one-on-one to the experienced Jason Croker. Well, Croker's done some very, very good things in the last 5 minutes of this game. Nobody underestimates his talent. Magus. 20 metres out for Venacolo to act as half. And then it's with Justin Morgan for McFadden to McClendon. He dummied to Furner. Furner took some heat away. Now it's Lolesi who's tackled. 9 metres from the line. As Kelly waits. So does the crowd. And then it goes firing along the line for Daly. Daly runs it over to McFadden, and McFadden is put away. Penalty to Canberra.
All right down.
Stealing the ball. Field is the ruling. And Daly now puts that calming influence across the scene, and they will take the 2 points.
Well, it is a mountain of possession that the Raiders have enjoyed in this first half. The penalties are 7-1, which might have gone unnoticed, as the stripping goes against Luke Phillips there. They've also had 22 uses of the football compared to the Roosters' 16, so they have had plenty of attacking opportunities in this first 40 minutes. And you would think it's going to be a 6-point lead at the break.
This is an historic kick at goal, Peter. David Furner has kicked 499 goals in his career. He will become the first forward to kick 500 goals in premiership history, as he takes little time over it, and a further 2 points goes on the Raiders total. They trailed 8-0. They're back at 14-8. They're looking confident. Then again, they've had a lot of possession, a lot of penalties. There's one of the heroes that leave them today on farewell day. Leave them, I'm saying, at Bruce Stadium. And I guess I'm going along with that popular thought, knowing full well that they could come back here again. I suppose you've got to be fair to the Raiders administrators that proposed this day. If they didn't make top 4 and they missed this opportunity, they would have been letting their fans down badly.
Yeah, we should just explain to some people who might not follow the football as closely, the top 4 teams after the 26 domestic rounds get a home semi-final. And there has been special dispensation for the Raiders. One would be conducted here at Bruce Stadium.
DeVico. Fadden. It's heading for the sideline. It's not going to make it. And Luke Phillips, almost on half-time, faced with this, the green line, which takes me back to the swimming. But the Canberra defensive line I'm referring to. Minicello. Calipo. My director tells me it was a yellow line. I must have gone colourblind. What colours do you think it was, Coach?
I'm colourblind.
Thank you.
I know what I see out here. The Roosters are going to have to muscle up a little bit more in the second half to get back into this football game. Their forwards just are not doing the job at this stage.
Half-time, Phil. And very much a half of football played in 2 halves. The Roosters went 8-0. The Raiders have come back, leading 14-8 at the break. And farewell day for Laurie and David and Brett. We'll take a break and be back with you in just a moment.
$8 Wednesday. Who's got their hands on your money?
No interest at all. Not one lousy cent.
Fallen covers a superannuation disgrace.
Is it any wonder that Australians don't trust super?
Money. Wednesday on Win.
This
It's lifetime health cover. For me, it's all so simple.
Oh, no, not that again.
You get lifetime health cover?
No, I never got around to it.
Well, I did. No way I was paying a loading. I take care of myself pretty good.
Guess I missed out.
No, not yet. But you better get a move on.
What'd you do?
Went with Medibank. Couldn't find a better deal.
How'd you work that out?
Watched the ad and made the call.
I feel better now. You get so much more feeling from the new Toyota. So much more for sure. More feeling from the new Toyota. More style, more zip, more fun, more room, more strength, more choice, more value. So much more from Toyota.
With more new models, a whole new style, and the GST lowering prices, now's the time to get into the new Toyota.
You get so much more feeling from the new Toyota. So much more for sure. More feeling from the new Toyota. So much more. You get so much more. Much more. So much more. Much more. You get so much more. Much more. The new Toyota.
You seen
Really?
the film?
No.
Oh, it's really good.
I don't know. I think it's far more complex.
I agree. I mean, when I saw it the second time, I picked up so many more details in the plot.
But did it change the outcome of the film for you?
I need to go poo-poo.
Thick, soft sorbent now has a fun new kids range.
I'm finished!
It brings out the child in everyone.
A legend. A myth. A revolution. A classic. The ultimate car collection. The cars that marked an era, compiled in an exclusive collection of metallic die-cast models of great quality with explanatory technical cards. An authentic collector's item. First part of the collection, a card and the Jaguar E-Type for only $6.95. Del Prado. Tonight, finally, the one we've been waiting for. Rafter versus Sampras in the men's singles final. Will Pat be our first champion in 13 years, or can Sampras claim a record-breaking 7th title?
Wimbledon the Championships tonight on Win Television.
Welcome back to Bruce Stadium. 14 points to 8 the score. Sydney Roosters leading 8 points to 0 at one stage, but they have seen that lead go by the board. Pardon me, as Canberra come back to pick it up where they left it. Very strong back half. The first 40 minutes for them. Statistics out of the first 40 minutes.
Really, it's no surprise that their 8-0 lead has evaporated. So much possession for the Raiders, 57%, 23 uses of it, and they've completed very nicely 18 times. Just one more line break. So they've got less handling errors. And 117 tackles in the first half is very, very low. Put all of those with a 7-1 penalty count. Well, they'd love a second half just like that.
Cold day in Canberra, but it hasn't dampened the spirits of this crowd. They're getting exactly what they came to see at the moment. Brad Fiddler will be hoping to lead his men back with a resurgence in the second half. Furner starting this stanza, and Scott Hogan it is that will be tackled 20 metres out from his own line. First use of the football, second half for the Tricolours from Bondi Junction. Ricketson now, first forward off the dummy half. Benetti sharing the job in this match with Albert Talapo. I notice that Simon Wolford is out there again for Canberra, so he just refuses to go away. Simon, he's playing wounded. He doesn't want to miss any part of this if he can help it. Let's hope he doesn't do irreparable damage. He unloads this time as Canberra get their first touch of the pigskin. And Jason Croker, who finished off that first half magnificently, he plays it. DeVico. Bordering on representative honours, I feel sure. Luke DeVico. Peyton. Now for Fadden. One of the Supermax out there at the moment. Daly puts his kick straight down to Phillips, the fullback for the Sydney Roosters, with the kick return.
Yeah, I think those first 2 sets of 6 will indicate what Graham Murray has said to the Roosters at half-time. A little bit more yards from our forward pack and a lot more muscle in defence. They did that, 5 good runs and a good kick and chase, and they held Canberra inside their 40 for the return kick.
Minicello learning that it's not a good idea for a lightweight winger to run straight at 2 big front row forwards. They really pummeled him to the ground, Peyton and DeVico. Widders is able to offload. Logan away. Fitzgibbon on. Then Eggedy. Now Miles. He's got one of the tries. In fact, the wingers got the tries for the Roosters. Now it is Logan again. Having a more dominating role today than Ian Rubin. And Fittler puts this kick high. Mullins running away. Takes it nicely. And back to the 20-metre line for the restart. Andrew Voss is back from the sheds as Mullins is there to take this ball away from the 20-metre line. Yes, Andrew?
Very interesting what Mal Inga had to say, Ray. He was pretty happy with the way the Canberra Raiders players are singling out or certainly zeroing in on what they perceive as being a few weaknesses in the Roosters' defence. He also wants them to continue the workover job they're doing on Brad Fittler. He can find Brad Fittler credited with 15 tackles in the first half. And from Graham Murray, pretty much his advice to his team just to hang in there. He thinks the big games like this can turn on 1 or 2 penalties or a stripping of the football. The momentum can change, and he thinks if the Roosters just hang in there, they can still win this one.
So the Raiders towards halfway now. There's Furner getting through Bonetti. David Furner. Croker's with him. That's Croker. Croker to the 10-metre line. Raiders in full cry. Daly for Wolford. Long pass taken by Nagus. And he's offside, I feel, Mullins.
He's called play on, but he's going to go to the video referee.
Well, he's put it down for a try, and he's going to have a look at it. I just thought Brett Mullins was offside.
At the very least, it should have been a penalty to the Raiders leading up to that. They never got back onside the Roosters. He played advantage, but Ryan Cross was a mile offside. Kenny Nagus got the kick in. He's well in front of the kicker, Brett Mullins. He's inside the 10. And for mine, that still constitute offside?
Well, I would have thought so. I would have thought so.
Yeah, well, he has to be offside. He was in front of the kicker. Well, it doesn't matter that it's touched the Roosters. The fact that he was within 10 metres of those Roosters players in an offside position will nullify this try. Tremendous work by David Furner and Jason Croker up the middle of the pitch. Couldn't quite get the ball to the outside quickly enough. And as Peter Sterling said, the Roosters were way up offside. But they're going to dodge a bullet here, the Roosters. They should receive a penalty. I think we'll see the no-try ruling.
Yes, Mullins was well in front of Nagus, and I can't think that I saw the Roosters actually playing at the football anyway.
I've got to say, Ray, that after this weekend again, I just much more trepidation about saying what's going to come up on the screen.
Almost too scared to have a bet, aren't you? So the penalty goes to the Sydney Roosters, and I'm a little bit bemused as to why the referee didn't call it that way immediately.
Terrific work here by Furner and Croker up the middle of the field. Missed tackles again from the Roosters. Good cover defence from Hegarty and Wing. They were short on the right. They sprinted up quickly. They've dodged a bullet. They need to get more possession up the other end of the field.
So here's Rubin now. And they pick him up and tumble him over. And DeVico and Croker were in that tackle. And now they're inside the 10.
He's hurting after that tackle, Ian Rubin. He's a big man. He's a mountain of a man. But he's a little bit shortened up by that hit. Roosters get this possession that Phil Gill was talking about at the right end of the field for them.
DeVico in particular has been handing out tremendous punishment.
Well, Rubin's just left the field, Ray. Dallas Hood into the action.
Now Ryan Cross plays it 20 metres away from the Raiders line. Fittler Taken down after losing his footing by Wolford. Bernetti tries to start something. Ricketson joins him. Fitzgibbon is on the ground to play the ball. And there's the 10-metre line. Roosters trying to get back. Down 14-8. Dallas Hood, a one-handed pass for Bernetti, and then away for Hegarty. Hegarty spins out of a tackle. One-handed ball for Robert Miles. Then off Fitzgibbon, and the Raiders turn it around. Fadden. Lacey. An uncomfortable first half. Now DeVico. His work probably goes unnoticed. He's played a rugged game. And he's really rolled his sleeves up. Here he is again. Look at him, DeVico.
Well, that's great stuff, isn't it, from the front row? They've struggled a little bit early in this second half to come out of their own end. He's made two good 10-metre bursts to set up a backline raid. Daly, a short ball to Mullins. Big Fen takes him over the halfway line.
Daly connecting half before it went to McFadden, then blowing the whistle. And accidental offside is that ruling, so it's a turnover to Sydney Roosters.
Yeah, he's ruled here that he kicked it into his own player who was in front of him. An accidental offside. There'll be no penalty. Here's the kick now from McFadden. Goes straight into the back of his own man. And the Roosters come up with good field position again, and they've looked dangerous when they've been able to move the ball wide.
Here's Robert Miles. Coming in off that eastern touchline to be 35 metres out from the line now. Wing. Widders. And brought down on that 30-metre point. Centre ground. No change to the halftime score. 14-8 as Logan angles across to the western side. Very big crowd here at Bruce. Many of them have travelled a long way to be here, I feel. As the ball is taken out of the grasp of Widders, and the referee rules that he lost it with no help from the opposition. This is Payton.
Well, there was some help, but it was legal help. Good tackle again from Luke DeVico. Got his arms in around the football, didn't rake it, but forced the mistake as Ruben Wiki. That's 30 out from his own line. Just don't look that good coming out at this end in the first 7 minutes of this second half. They might be kicking a little bit early in the count.
Wolford using Ferner, who'd played the ball, then Croker. Croker inside ball for Nagus. Nagus looking to unload, but taken down by Craig Wing. And Albert Talapo. For McFadden, it's gone over for DeVico. Daly comes back on the angle. Stands in the tackle of Ricketson. Finds McFadden. McFadden goes straight up the middle. Support there from Wolford. Wolford goes to ground. Tackled by Hegarty. 20 metres out. To the right they go. Crowd roaring for Daly. Kick cleaned up by Phillips. There's a groan for a high tackle from Talesi over on the far side of the ground. And it's going over for a line dropout.
Well, that's incredible. If this was back in the field of play, I have no doubt that maybe there'd have been a penalty here to the Roosters for a high shot. One over the top there by Lalisi. Phillips goes down, lucky to hold on to the ball, and he's going to rule a goal line dropout.
It must be a weekend of these tackles being acceptable in our game. That's all I can say.
It was 6 metres in front of the touch judge, who had an unobscured view as well.
Unbelievable. Professional foul these days. You get 10 minutes in the bin. And for a foul, you go on report or nothing. Been a bad weekend for that one, let me tell you.
Foul.
Well, that's all I can think of. It's not an amateur foul.
It's a foul.
You know what I mean, though. I'm talking your language. Ferner, 10 metres away from the Roosters line. Dummy from Wolford. Decoy run from DeVico. Croker, a grubber kick. The race is on! Oh, gee. Close, but safe for the Roosters.
Handled it well, Anthony Minicello. He had 3 men coming at him. He had to stay up. Croker had 2 men outside. Probably the pass would have been the better option. But Minicello guards the ball very, very well. kept Kenny Nagus at bay. Good strength, gets his foot to the ball. He put a lot of pressure down that right-hand side. That was a good save by Minicello.
Line dropout hasn't got a lot of volume about it. Put the Raiders back just inside the 30-metre line. Ruben Wiki runs it straight at a couple of forwards, 3 of them now. Wolford waving his arms around, going down the short side, in fact doing what he indicated he wanted to do. Furner, that was magnificent from David Furner. Ruben Wiki. Wiki's 8 metres out from the line. They back to Wolford. Now for Daly. Daly. Then, oh, here's Mullins again. Oh, Mullins! What a day! What a day! Mullins again! Croker scores, but what about Mullins? Daly and Mullins, and then Jason Croker. Oh, this is a beauty.
Yeah, he scored 104, but put him down for 104 and a half, Brett Mullins. They come to the left-hand side. Daly runs the line. As we freeze it there, you can see this man, he comes into Brett Mullins with Ryan Cross. As play continues, they've got to make sure that he does not get his arms free. There is nobody else on the outside apart from green jerseys. Mullins was too strong, and Jason Croker, what a match he's having. He is doing it all this afternoon.
Beautifully timed pass by Daly. Great catch by Mullins. Aren't they going to miss these two after this season? Croker, a prolific try scorer, but again, the Roosters' right-hand defence, very, very short and travelling up at different angles. Some players wanting to slide, others wanting to come in and crunch the defence. As a result, they were short in numbers. Daly times it perfectly, runs to the line, commits, gets the defence standing still. Then it's just power and momentum. If your defence is standing still, players running quickly onto the ball have got to be a chance of coming out the other side.
And Gus, I think that right-hand defence that you mentioned is an area that Andrew Voss was talking about being pinpointed by the Raiders. It was certainly a bit of a problem for them against Newcastle last Friday night and has been this afternoon.
Perfect record today. For David Furner, this one is coming around nicely. He's got it. Up they go. Flags of all descriptions in the air. 20-8, the Raiders over the Roosters after 52.
This week on Win News, the future of the ACT supervised injecting room decided. Will the controversial drugs program determine the next government? Win News, weeknights at 6.
Where is technology taking us? How will we see things in the future? LG Electronics, digital technology that's changing the way we view the world right now. Crystal clear picture, totally flat screen, power surround sound, Flatron, never seen before.
LG, life's good.
So Sally, you've tried Nurofen for children with the kids?
I have, yes, just recently with Jake. I saw it in the chemist and I thought, well, I'll grab it and give it a go. It relieves the fever very quickly.
And how long does it last?
Well, I would say about 8 hours.
And it targets the site of the pain.
And it worked really well.
And he didn't mind the taste?
No, he loves the orange flavour. It's actually colour-free and sugar-free, which for me is really important. We'll keep using it. Yeah, Nurofen's a great brand.
Use only as directed. Consult your doctor if symptoms persist.
There's no doubt that Colonial have an impressive range of home loans, but the board would like to ask a few more questions.
If we fix our home loan, can we still make weekly repayments?
Absolutely.
But we'd also like a mortgage reduction facility without loan.
I can arrange that.
Congratulations and welcome aboard.
At Colonial, we design a home loan that suits you. Colonial, your home, your loan, your way.
The makers of this here, Seriously Fruity, have asked us to come on your television set and talk to you about this here new jam. Seriously Fruity. It's got more of all the things you love about jam. 35% more fruit. Yeah. More fruit chunks. Yeah. And funnily enough, a fruitier taste and all. Yeah. What's funny about that? Nothing. This is serious. Yes.
Seriously Fruity. So much fruit it's not funny.
Mum, what's up with this tea bag?
Nothing, Gavin. It's a pyramid tea bag.
What, from Egypt?
No, from bushels.
It's a great cuppa, wherever it comes from.
New Bushels Pyramid Bag gives the leaves more room to move for the best taste yet.
Great cuppa, mummy.
New Bushels Pyramid Tea Bags for the best cuppa ever.
What a night.
What a night indeed, with 250,000 reasons to smile.
You've won $250,000.
Another 2 questions, it would have been the million. Who's next?
My heart's still pumping from the last one.
Who wants to be a millionaire? 8:30 Monday on Win.
12-point margin. This task is now almost impossible for the Roosters. You'd hate to be giving a team saying goodbye, if you like, to these three. That much start. With about, what, 28 to go, Gus?
Well, this is not going to help. It's another penalty to the Raiders, and Laurie Daly with his trademark quick tap. The crowd will love this run. Tremendous run upfield. Don't write the Roosters off yet. They've got points in them. They've just got to get some possession at the other end of the field. Shot themselves in the foot by turning the ball over too often. The Raiders are playing well, but it's not beyond them.
8-3 the penalties. Wolford. Gee, this is... Well, we won't know probably until he's cooled down, but already it's been a performance of great proportions in the area of guts. Wolford. He's running around, passing, providing. Daly, Mullins, Croker. They've combined again! And Croker for the line! I think he's got it! Croker's nailed it! Ah, Jason! It might be Laurie's day, but they'll call it Jason Day! Have to rename this one, Snello.
Yes, it's the fourth of the Canberra stalwarts who is doing plenty of the damage this afternoon, but he's getting great support. Again, almost a carbon copy of their last try. Daly running to the line, on to Mullins, quick hands, committed 2 defenders, and Croker, with men on the outside, steps back inside, too strong for Cross, carries Phillips, takes Reuben over, and Minicello can't stop him either.
Tremendous play. This has been his Laurie Daly, running to the off the long passes, running to the line. Look at the eyes, look at the hands, at the perfect time onto Mullins. Gives him time to play. He realised that time Mullins wasn't going to run into the hole, but gave it early enough for Mullins to get quick hands onto this fellow. Watch his strength. 1, 2, 3. A fourth Rooster player will come in. This man has made a granite, Jason Croker. That's a try. That's a try. Give me that one, sir. I want to try.
Well, Jason Croker is having a blinder.
Yeah, he's just playing the way he's done here for the last 10 years, Ray. He should have made a tour. He should have played more representative football than he has.
Should have been on the Kangaroo Tour of '94.
He is definitely still an unsung hero in this game.
David Furner, 4 from 4, has gone across the 500 today. Here comes another one. It's hit the upright and bounced away. He breaks the perfect record. 24-8 the Raiders, Andrew.
Yeah, Jason Croker, I mean, just adding to the praise that we're putting on him, some of the work from the match in the first half, the side making bust. But about Jason Croker, I mean, it's a day where the Canberra fans say farewell to Daly, to Furner and Mullins, but don't be surprised if Jason Croker becomes the captain next year of the Canberra Raiders. He's certainly leadership material. He's always there in the forefront, whether they're behind or in front. If that makes sense.
It's okay, you're in very good company. As I said earlier about something I said, talking about fouls, I was talking Sterling Fest, or Sterling, whatever you call it, Gab.
I'm still thinking of the boomerang from last week.
Here we go with Payton now.
Ray, with the Roosters having so much trouble down their right-hand side defence, I think Graham Murray has got to get Brad Fittler over on that side of the field for a little while, just to straighten them up and put a little bit of confidence into those young players. The Raiders are having a field day at the moment. They need Brad Fittler. Here's Wolford again up the middle.
Starting to tear them apart now. With all the possession, all the penalties, and all the confidence that you need being generated here today. Luke Phillips tackled by you-know-who. Time in possession. Look at it. Look at it. Is it any wonder? In the opposition half. Even that's quite significant. Ricketts and Adam Peters launched himself. Now Brad Fittler. Ryan Cross, halfway line. 46-metre gain on that 5 tackles, and then Fittler kicks away from Mullins. And Lacey bringing it back.
They desperately need some possession at this end of the field. This could end up okay. They can't quite get him back into the end goal. Raymond, very important 24 minutes here now for the Roosters. Poor performance last week. They're on the end of a bad scoreline today. They've got to show something down the back end here to say that they're worthy finalists. They're up there in 2nd place or maybe 4th place after this result. They need to run into some good form. They haven't got such an easy draw coming into the playoffs.
Tackle count, you saw that at the bottom of the screen. It's getting into huge proportions as McFadden sheds one of the defenders, gets it away. Now, here goes the Raiders again with David Furner. 5th tackle, McClendon, blindside shot. Then McFadden, now Lacey's in. They're over again, the Raiders. They are celebrating. They are thanking Laurie and Brett and David in the best possible way. Somebody had to come and play them. It just happened to be the Roosters.
Well, anything but a victory today, I guess, would have been doomed to be an anti-climax. But the players have risen to the occasion. I thought Furner was going to get one. A tremendous chase there behind from Shannon Hegarty. Then, again, wasn't too sure whether they'd made the right decision to go to the short side with so many Roosters defenders there, but they were still in disarray. And the Lacey with some good footwork, good pay for them. And this is vintage Canberra. They have had a great year here at Bruce, and it continues this afternoon.
The big thing about the Raiders today has been their energy. They're willing to support the ball carrier, do all the tough little things in the game, to take their opportunities. Everyone's steaming onto the ball. Now, it's an emotional day, and they've turned up here ready to play and obviously enjoying it. As a coach, Mal Meninga must say, well, why can't I get that every week? And if he does, the Raiders win a lot more games. They're a super football team on their day. Plenty of talent in this football club. Just got to be there emotionally every day, week in, week out for the full 80 minutes.
Lacey getting the try. I feel happy for him because he'd had I thought, a rather uncomfortable first half. In fact, I almost thought for a moment he was crying when he bombed that first try. He was very, very disgusted with himself. There's no need to worry about it now, though. He's picked up a try, and this scoreboard is starting to become a bit embarrassing. 28-8, David now. Furner from the 20-metre line. I thought he was going to make it, the big fella. Hits this one, lovely. No problems there. They've reached 30. 1 hour, 30 points to 8. The Raiders over the Roosters. Back in a moment.
The Rats are on the chase.
Whoa! Boys, stay where you are!
In a power-packed episode of daylight robbery and murder most devious.
I didn't kill Gus.
John Jarrett guest stars.
He might be an idiot, but he wouldn't hurt anyone.
In Water Rats, 8:30 Tuesday on Win. We almost forgot to tell you.
Hey, Jack, look at this.
It's also about sex.
Very hot.
And a constable caught in a net. Water Rats, 8:30 Tuesday on Win.
It's lifetime health cover. For me, it's all so simple. Oh, no, not that again.
You get lifetime health cover?
No, I never got around to it.
No, I did. No way I was paying a loading.
I take care of myself pretty good. Guess I missed out.
No, not yet. But you better get a move on.
What'd you do?
Went with Medibank. Couldn't find a better deal.
How'd you work that out?
Watched the ad. Made the call.
I feel better now.
It's easy to tell who has Vitabrits for breakfast.
I got it! I got it! I've got it! I got it! I got it! I've got it! I got it! I got it! I got it! I got it!
Kick it to me! Kick it to me!
They're the ones with an edge for life. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. When you wish
package to the Sydney 2000 Olympic Games, including the athletics finals. See packs for details.
I love a sunburnt country, a land of sweeping plains, of rugged mountain ranges, of droughts and flooding rains. I love her far horizons. I love her jewel sea, her beauty and her terror. The wide brown land for me.
He's up.
Roosters starting again. And on the end of a couple of big whackings in the last 9 days, haven't they? Newcastle, they beat them 46-12. And now it's 30 points to 8. 76 points scored against them.
In their previous 3 games, I think they won about 110-10. It's amazing what a fortnight does in rugby league. Still, they are missing some star players today. Fletcher hasn't played. Matty Singh's still out injured. Shane Rigon pulled out just prior to the contest. They've got some troops to come back. They certainly have to stiffen up their defence and their go forward to make an impact at playoff time.
Last tackle, play it properly. Stand up.
Fadden. Miles on the run. And then Fadden makes tackle somewhat out of the manual. Minicello puts on a sprint and then feels the ground as he feels the impact of the Canberra defence. Common denominator in the missing brigade there. Phil, in fact, there are 2. And I think you mentioned one of them, Matt Singh, the other one, of course, Adrian Lamb. Really hard to replace him. Out to Vico. Big day for him, but he's really been overshadowed by Croker. And then Furner. Furner for Mullins. Mullins! He's in again! Scored 2, made 1! What more can you do? Look out, Leeds, here he comes! With plenty of petrol in the tank.
Yes, the Loiners in Yorkshire, they'll be rubbing their heads with glee. They see this performance. Scott Logan trying to offload, was knocked backwards by Laurie Daly. Luke DeVico, good acceleration from the big man. And then watch this beautiful offload from David Furner. He really has got an all-round game. Short pass there, the offload to Furner, the one-hander from him to a flying Brett Mullins, and he gets across for another one.
It's nice to see forwards ball playing for each other. Wolford out of dummy half playing as a first receiver. Feigns to the outside, he knows Furner coming late. Furner gets around Witters, gets the arm free. Logan should have locked up. And this man can steam onto a ball into a gap better than any other. Striding, stretching, straining, put it down. Another one for Brett Mullins.
More tries than any other Raider. Furner, highest point scorer ever for the club. They put it together back-to-back, 36-8, Andrew.
Oh, what about Brett Mullins? Canberra's losses certainly Leeds' gain, because on what Brett Mullins has shown, not just today, but right through the year, he's certainly returned to his best form. I reckon he had plenty more to offer the NRL. Great tragedy that he'll be leaving our game. Just look at the pass here for the Croker try. He's been great in general play today. It's going to be very hard at the end of this match to come up with our forward man of the match on such an emotional day for the Canberra Raiders. I'll tell you one thing though, Ray, behind the grandstand you're calling from, some filthy grey clouds are coming over, which might just dampen the after-match party.
Adam Peters now.
Might make it a bumpy trip home on the plane.
2, roll out.
DeVico.
Oh, that's right, you'd roll out and go to.
Morgan.
He hasn't overly used his interchange bench in this match. It seems Mal Meninga, not a lot of game time for the man at dummy half now, Justin Morgan, or for Alan Tongue, or for that matter, Mark McClendon. He's really gone with many cases the starting lineup.
Craig Ewing on the carry back. Minicello, the skies darken, and let's hope it doesn't bucket down on Bruce Stadium, which, by the way, I must say, now that it's completed and looking at a big crowd in it, it's a magnificent complex where the Olympic Games football starts on the 13th of September. Dallas Hood, Daly hit him. Craig Wing got the pass, got the offload, sets off down the ground, runs into Justin Morgan, back on his own 30-metre line. And at the end of today, Canberra could finish up second. Is that right, David? Could finish up second, and of course the Roosters could finish up fourth. There it is at the bottom of your screen. Their best and worst results out of today. Well, obviously the Raiders have got the best result and the Roosters have got the worst result, second and fourth.
It's a funny competition, isn't it? Last week we saw the Broncos and Newcastle Knights stake their claim as premiership contenders, and everyone was thinking, well, they're the two top teams in the league. And this weekend comes by, Parramatta start on Saturday night, the Panthers roared into action on Saturday night, and of course the Raiders have staked their claim today. As the weeks go by, the premiership contenders change.
Wolford driving it down towards that touchline. I was listening to Glenn Lazarus today. He made the comment, if we didn't win today, we wouldn't make the top 8. He was sort of there is Glenn actually, he was very concerned about the 3 matches they've got in the run home.
I spoke to Laurie Daly during the week, and that was his thoughts as well. He didn't want the emotion of the occasion to override the fact that the Raiders needed these 2 points, and he said to his teammates, we lose today, we can miss the 8. It certainly fired them up. I think that man Simon Wolford has had such a big impact on his football team. The last few weeks they've looked a little disorganised, a little less skillful in that area. We know he's playing under duress, but he's certainly enjoying this contest, and he's really steered the Raiders around the paddock well.
This is Darren Burns now. Just talking about that top 8 for a moment. I was listening to people, pardon me, talking about it last night. That St George Illawarra are gone. That may well be true, but mathematically they can make it. They've got to get a couple of results to go their way, the Dragons, like a win over Brisbane next Sunday for a start, and they're not out of it. I wouldn't tear up my ticket completely if I was a red and white supporter. Not yet. Cross with a kick that bounces. I thought Minicello had it. And Canberra then lost it but knocked it backwards. Good refereeing that. He was right on the spot. He stayed right alongside the play. Didn't need to call on touch judges. He was right there himself. Quite obviously we haven't seen, well, I certainly haven't seen a crowd as big as this at Bruce Stadium. 23,000 odd. 23,603. So it's reached, I guess, the proportions they were hoping for.
Isn't it a marvellous football stadium too? This is the first time I've been down here since it's completed. Doesn't matter what brand of football you play here, a perfect surface, great viewing facilities for the public, great corporate areas. The Raiders are extremely lucky to have it.
Craig Wing returning the kick of McFadden, and McFadden is the first man there to make the tackle. That's good football. Putting everybody on side as he goes down the ground and then making the tackle. Further example of the high level of input that they're each having today. Mind you, it's a pretty costly way to get teams to play their best, I suppose, to say farewell to a trio of champions. Burns, that's where he is, inside the 30-metre line. Now Fittler, Widdens. He's done a couple of things today that have been very good. Fittler puts it off the outside edge of the boot, back and across, and Vainikolo beats them in the jump.
He got up a little high for that one, Vainikolo. Dean Widders is a player of the future. I said that earlier in the game. And I think it's another 2 or 3 years before you see his best. came to the club at a very young age. He's still only 21 years of age. Around about 24, 25 will be his peak. Very talented footballer.
Yes, there will be people that say after this second loss for the Roosters that Brad Fittler has been quiet the last 2 weeks. Is he a victim of circumstance with the fact that basically they've had no possession and up against red-hot sides?
I don't think the Roosters forwards...
We'll come back to that. 36-8 the score, 70th minute. We'll break back in a moment.
Survivors of the world's most dangerous man-eaters.
I thought at first it was going to kill me.
A Premier Series, animals that kill at will. The footage, the terror, the victims. Man-eaters Sharks premieres tonight on Win.
Introducing Bird's Eye Golden Crunch. The oven tips with a monstrous crunch.
Thanks, Mum.
Every morning before the sun comes up, brings Nescafe in my favorite cup. That's why I know, yes I know, hallelujah, I just love it so. Hallelujah, I just love it so. Oh, hallelujah, I just love it so. Say it again. Hallelujah, I just love it so. Hallelujah, I just love it so.
Come on, sing it for me, girls. Woo! Whoa! No! Here I come now. And you know when you hear me moaning.
The only thing as good as your cherry ripe is someone else's.
Come on, get back in here.
Because you don't always know what your sponge has been up to, use hygienic, disposable, handy ultra paper towels. That way you'll throw away the germs when you throw away the mess.
Meet Sleepy Sam, a classic bear teddy bear, looking for someone to dress him for bed and give him a cuddle. Sleepy Sam is the first bear in a series to come with the wonderful world of teddy bears. Each issue comes with teddy bear accessories and fabric kits for you to create clothes for Sam and his collection of friends. Sleepy Sam is waiting at your newsagent for you to take him home. Don't keep Sam waiting too long, please.
Wednesday, a delicious dinner with Reg.
So tender.
Shell knocks up a squatter's chair that's ready in 15 minutes.
It's comfortable, so I think it passes the test.
And the strange and colourful world of a ceramic artist. Our House, Wednesday.
So as we welcome you back, Roosters search for this try line. Cross. 11 out. And then Fittler. Widdens. That looks like Julian Bailey, is it? Little game time. Fittler. Long ball. This might get something for them. Minicello. Yes! I don't know that it was his legs that took that corner post.
Corner post there, thanks, Ian.
And that's exactly what the referee is asking. Who took the corner post?
Well, the young winger is very confident that he's got his second. Not a great deal of celebration, obviously, but he did very well. Beautiful ball from Brad Fittler. He's got nothing to do with the corner post. I'm just wondering whether he actually got the football down. He should show it up.
Yeah, I know what you're saying too, Pete. So Vayner-Kohler gets rid of the corner post conveniently.
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to be okay. This should show up whether his legs go over the sideline before he gets the ball down. Getting terribly close, but he's got the foot in it. Nah, that's fine.
I've got to say this, though, Gus. If the Canberra legs don't take the corner post, the legs of Minicello do, and it's no try.
Yeah, well, These things we can't worry about. Nice ball from Brad Fittler on the outside. Peter Sterling asked the question as whether or not he's been a little quiet. This is the reason. He's playing halfback for this side. No Adrian Lamb, and his forwards haven't been doing the job. Makes it very, very difficult. It's not a position he likes to play. Craig Wing's uncomfortable in that role at the moment. Playing closer to the action, virtually playing a ball distributor role. Still got the ability to set up tries, but his forward pack over the last couple of weeks really haven't done the job for him, and they are missing Adrian Lamb. He will be back next week. Let's hope it gets the Roosters back on the boil.
So here's the second try of the day for this young man with loads of potential. As I said, he debuted in round 5 this year, Anthony Minicello, and he scored a try earlier in the day that was just fabulous to watch.
Played with the junior Kangaroos last year. Again, another fellow that's come through the development program. They've got a junior rep football with the Roosters, given an opportunity by Graham Murray, and he's rewarded him with great performances all year.
So Andrew, at 36-12, the Raiders just getting ready for the party, as you put it.
And Gus was just talking about Adrian Lamb. He's just on the bench right at the moment. He's been down here most of the time watching the match from the sideline. There's barely been a wry smile on the face of Adrian Lamb. It's been a real tough old afternoon for a lot of the Roosters watching on from the sideline. I'm just thinking about the form of the Roosters. I mean, you can quickly play yourself out of form, can't you, on the back of that loss last week to the Newcastle Knights and now to the Canberra Raiders today. You go back to round 19 when they absolutely smashed Melbourne in that demolition job at the Sydney Football Stadium. They racked up 33 points in one half of football. We were saying, well, how good are these Roosters side, and in particular, how good are their forwards?
Ruben. Adrian Lamb. Rain starting to fall now. In fact, coming down quite heavily now as Widdens makes a half break. And you talk about the topsy-turviness of this competition. You've only got to look at Penrith last night to think that it's not too big a palpitation or a worry. You can come back from a thrashing and then hand one out the next week. The run home for Brad Fittler's team looks this way.
It's not an easy one, is it? The Panthers at home, they were in terrific form last night. The Cowboys away, which is always a worry, and the Broncos at home. 26 points. They're going to need to win one or two of those to secure a top 4 place.
Oh, have a look at this. It reminded me of Sean Timmins from an Origin game just for a moment. Then there's a knock on, and I think it's against Brett Mullins.
Yeah, they did well to recover there. The Raiders at one stage, it looked as though Craig Fitzgibbon was going to take advantage of this lucky bounce. Then Croker was able to grab him. Brett Mullins, in trying to pick the football up on the run, made a rare mistake.
Just outside, 6 minutes to go in this farewell day at Bruce Stadium, Canberra. I repeat, though, we will be coming back here. As Widdens runs a blindside and Bailey went forward.
It wasn't a bad idea. Off the scrum base, around the short side, hold up, look for a runner straight up the middle. Beautifully read by Laurie Daly out of marker. The pass just went forward. Good show of confidence from Dean Widders to get himself into as involved as he had today in the ball playing. Not playing second fiddle to a Brad Fittler.
Croker.
Now one. Put him up.
This is McClendon. Ruben Wiki. Canberra's run through to the semi-finals. We talked about it earlier without showing it. The Eels away. That won't be easy. Then they go up to the Cowboys away and the Storm away. So, yeah, you can see what Glenn Lazarus was talking about and Laurie Daly. Although I do think they were being a little bit pessimistic. They wanted this one today. A kick from Daly. And it's Craig Wing who comes away with it. Talapo was there, but Wing it is with the ball, and now Fittler. Fittler drifting across, Fitzgibbon. 6-12.
Fittler goes up the middle then. Cross gets a kick along the ground for Minicello to pick up and lose, and Vainicolo will just be in the field of play when tackled by Simon Bonetti. Zero tackle then. Tongue. Ferner. 10 years for David Ferner, 12 for Brett Mullins, and 14 for Laurie Daly, as I said at the top of the telecast. 36 collective years together, all at the same club, and all gathered up from an area here that really is a huge expanse. I'm talking about not only here in the ACT, but I think all of the Riverina and that area of New South Wales looks upon Canberra very much as their home side. And when I spoke about the crowd here today, there would be buses and buses that would have come across from the Riverina. Brett, they spent a lot of time at Young, the Mullins family, and the Dailies from Junee, and in fact Don Ferner coached at Junee and originally played with Tumbarumba.
Well, I think Laurie Daly can take a lot of heart here from the fans at Bruce Stadium, who are sitting in driving rain, in freezing conditions. The game's been over for probably 15-20 minutes. The result wasn't going to change. See Mullins clean up a little kick at the back. But they're sitting here in the rain for one thing and one thing only, and that is to cheer Laurie Daly and pay their respects to a great career here at Bruce Stadium.
They only have to wait 2.5 minutes now. Fireworks have gone out.
As Tongue brings it
beyond the 30-metre line. Well, not quite.
I had a bit of a doubt about the Canberra forwards at the beginning of the year as to whether they had enough grunt up front. They've been turned around in recent weeks. Ruben Wiki is making a very good fist of his move from the back line into the forwards. Novico has been superb all year. Wolford, as we've said all game, makes an enormous difference. And what about that for a kick? That's a 40-20, I'm assuming.
I think that's nearly a 30-10. Have a look at this. Where is he?
Either that or he's won lotto.
He's on the 30, and those old legs have fired one out of a cannon that's landed inside the 20 and gone into touch inside the 10. How's that for a kick, fellow?
Well, you've got every right to cheer that one. You won't see a better one. It is a 30-10. And how much is Laurie Daly going to miss this game? 78 minutes, as we point out, in driving rain with the match won. He still gets great enjoyment out of his involvement.
Can he get a try?
Well, he's going to try. He's going to try. And the referee says play on Canberra's ball. Croker.
McFadden. Ferner.
And they're about to
open them up again.
Ruben Wiki, 10-metre line. The chant is Laurie. Laurie is with it. The great man to ground. Rain pouring down on the party. Jason Croker, a dummy, goes back and loses it. Advantage in Roosters ball. Playing under lights here at Bruce Stadium. We have been for the second half. It is almost pitch black as the final siren. Knocked down, came off the chest. Vainicolo for the corner. Vainicolo puts it down in unison with the siren. The party is not over yet. He wants the video referee. The question is, did it come off the arms of McClendon? I thought it came off the chest. This kick looks to have come off his side. He picks it up, and then the volcano is there for a flick pass.
Yeah, Craig Wing just looking for a little chip in the final 10 seconds of the game. Not played at. We assume that will be a try and a fitting way for the Raiders to finish. Little flick pass inside to Vayner Carlo.
I think Laurie Daly is going to have the kick at goal from the sideline, provided the try is awarded, and I think it should be. I can never understand why a team that's behind 36 points to 12 would find a need to chip kick with 10 seconds to go on the clock.
I see, all of these are important too. Like, if you have a look with for and against all of the teams, there are some sides very, very close, and 4 and 6 points might make a difference. As the green light goes up the side, the crowd rise once again. Well, he's done it all today. I would say in most cases I'd back against Laurie Daly in a sideline conversion.
Yes. He's given himself the final blessing. Oh dear. What's the odds here, Phil?
Well, when he was a young man, he was a goal kicker of some repute.
What about his first kick at Origin level? It was a shocker.
I don't think he's a chance for self, but you never knock a champion.
He's thrown away the plastic tee. It's a long time since Laurie Daly's had a kick at goal. They didn't have plastic tees when he was a kid. He's called for the old sand bucket, which is dating himself.
There's a battery of cameras, if that's the right adjective, behind him. I've never seen so many press cameras so close to the game as the champion, former Australian captain.
He's mistaken the lines. He's taken it back 30 metres.
Why has he come back this far? He's opened up the angle.
It's the world's longest conversion kick.
He's not worried about distance. There it goes. God help you. No, it's away. Not even the big man can help him. And now he is embraced. 40 points to 12. We'll take a break and we'll come back for the continuation of the celebrations on Farewell Day at Bruce Stadium.
On 60 Minutes, the heartbreak of the kids and the grandparents.
I was crying so hard I was shaking.
Caught in the crossfire of divorce.
I wasn't just a once-a-month grandmother.
Forced apart by family feuds.
I have a right to be with the grandparents.
Also, at the biggest crime scene in the world, tracking down the man who massacred 7,000 people.
It's an enormous war crime.
And how Catherine Zeta-Jones tamed Michael Douglas.
I was bad. I was B-A-D.
Tonight on 60 Minutes.
You seen it?
No.
Oh, it's really good.
I don't know. I think it's far.
I agree. I mean, when I saw it the second time, I picked up so many more details in the plot.
But did it change the outcome of the film for you?
I need to go poo-poo.
Thick, soft sorbent now has a fun new kids range.
I'm finished!
It brings out the child in everyone.
A legend. A myth. A revolution. A classic. The ultimate car collection. The cars that marked an era, compiled in an exclusive collection of metallic die-cast models of great quality with explanatory technical cards. An authentic collector's item. First part of the collection, a card and the Jaguar E-Type for only $6.95. Del Prado.
When you're feeling like a little lift, there's a taste you can't resist. Just let your Lipton permeate, and in no time you feel great. Once that great taste hits your lips, you'll feel it spread down to your hips. Your body will adore that fresh flavor, which only comes from a cup of Lipton.
That Lipton feeling, that great Lipton taste.
A nice fragrance doesn't always mean a clean toilet. For a toilet that's fresh and clean, trust Harpic. Harpic's new 2-in-1 gel is concentrated for more than just a fresh fragrance. With every flush, it delivers greater cleaning power, and the unique refill means there's no need to touch the cage. For a Harpic clean, send in the experts.
Mental illness is nothing to be ashamed of. 1 in 5 Australians will suffer some form of mental illness in any 1 year.
I really thought my mates would think I was a bit of a wooz, you know, having emotional problems. But when I actually talked to them about it, they were great, really supportive. In fact, a few of them told me they'd been through the same sort of thing.
Rotarians, through the Australian Rotary Health Research Fund, are helping to fund vital research into mental illness. Phone 1300 364 244.
An emotional afternoon and a memorable farewell for 3 of the Raiders' best from Bruce. Brett Mullins, Laurie Daly, David Furner, major contributors in a tremendous victory over the Roosters here this afternoon. 40-12 it finished, 7 tries to 3. Man of the match today and $1,000 richer, courtesy of Ford, Jason Croker. Tremendous performance from the back rower for the Raiders. 2 other games today, the Broncos too good for the Eagles and the Cowboys an upset over the Tigers up in Townsville. With 3 rounds to the playoffs, the Broncos have wrapped up the minor premiership. One of the Raiders, the Roosters, the Panthers, the Sharks in 8th position with a better for and against than the Tigers. Don't forget tonight, a great night in sport, the final of the Men's Wimbledon Championship with Pat Rafter up against Sampras. You'll see that from 10:35. Let's hope Pat Rafter is happy as Laurie Daly this afternoon. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage from Bruce. Till next time, on behalf
in his town. It's a very heartwarming story. Also, Rita Hill is going to
All new nostalgic moments of our favourite Aussie stars as we take a look at how they began, including Hugh Jackman, Sam Newman, Savage Garden and Pat Rafter, before they were stars. Saturday on Win Television. When half a ton of grizzly feels hungry,
power was just overwhelming.
What does it eat?
We were pretty much trapped in the sleeping bag.
I thought I was going to die that day.
Anything it wants.
No, Bear, no!
Man at his best, Sunday night on Win.
Welcome to tonight's draw of the Lucky 7 $1 million